Welcome, I'm Sheri Traxler with ViREO Life, and we are here at the Lawn and Garden Show with Colleen McElroy with Colonial Creek Farm talking about growing herbs. Colleen, you had mentioned that herbs can be easy to grow inside. What are some of the easiest herbs to grow in a window box?
Some of the easier ones would be things such as oregano, chives, parsley, thyme, even sage, if they're kept a little bit on the dry side. Sometimes indoors people tend to overwater them sometimes, and they do need to have plenty of sunlight. So near a window.
All right.
Plenty of light.
Are there herbs that grow better together or herbs that don't grow well together?
Most of them will grow well together. However, there are a few things such as rosemary and lavender that like to have a little more of a well-drained soil. Whereas, say, mint, it prefers to have a wetter or more water. So you don't really want to put, say, a mint and a rosemary together because you probably will overwater the rosemary in order to get the mint enough water.
So if you're going to do container gardening inside or outside, either one, have two containers, one that likes more water and one that doesn't?
I think that would be better. And of course, some things are taller than others, so you could put things such as your rosemary or sage or parsley or cilantro in the background, and then in the forefront to use oreganos or thymes or something that's a little shorter. That may trail over the edge of the pot, so it would look a little
but would
nicer.
still get enough sun.
Because they would be toward the outer edge of the container. You want to put the taller things, of course, in the middle or the back. So even chives.
One of my clients who lives in South Georgia, where you all are near, has a hot and shady scenario, and she wants to be able to grow some herbs. Any ideas there? Anything that would work?
Unfortunately, most herbs do require quite a bit of sunlight, so it's difficult to grow them in the shade. You can grow them in the shade, but they will tend to get a little leggier. So, they're not going to be as short and plump and stocky as they would be.
So instead of doing an herb garden, it might be choose one or two to do by a mailbox or something, someplace that would get some sun.
That may be a much better scenario to use than shade.
And earlier I heard you talking with someone about cilantro and tarragon, that I've had trouble with cilantro that once the heat comes, it's gone. But you said there are varieties that do better.
That is correct, and most people aren't aware of it. We sell a lot of different types of herbs that aren't readily available locally, but they are more heat tolerant. And so what some people will do is grow cilantro. It's a cool weather herb, but as soon as it gets too hot, then it's going to start bolting and going to seed. So then they would switch to Vietnamese cilantro or even Mexican coriander, which is also called Mexican cilantro or culantro. And they have the same scent and flavor, but they like the heat. And so they can grow all summer long.
Just rip out the one once it started bolting and put in the other.
And the same is true for the tarragon. French tarragon is the most preferred variety, but it does not like the heat. Whenever the temperatures warm up, your French tarragon starts looking pretty bad. And then it's time to plant, say, Texas tarragon in its place, which has the same scent and flavor, but it thrives in the summer heat. So,
is it a perennial?
The Texas tarragon will be a perennial here in this zone.
Very good. Are there any other thoughts that you want to share with folks about herbs? Oh, I've got another question. If someone is just starting and they're thinking, I want to cook with herbs, I want to grow 3 or 4, what are the best ones to start with?
I would say the best beginner herbs, mint is always easy. It's really hard to kill a mint plant, but you've got to make sure you contain it because mint does like to take over everything. Chives are fairly easy, and that's also going to be a perennial, so they'll come back every year.
That always makes it easier.
Always, and sage is the same way. I would say any of the oregano, chives, sage, most herbs are pretty easy to grow. They're not that fussy. Rosemary's the only one that you want to take care that it's in a well-drained location. But they thrive in poor soils, most of them do. Actually, herbs are one of those plants that the oils are more concentrated whenever they're not too heavily fertilized. And most people don't realize that.
Oh, good. So neglect is good. Okay, I can grow them.
They're not going to look as pretty, but they will taste better and smell better if they are not heavily fertilized. It dilutes the oils in the plant when you fertilize them.
That's good to know. All right, Colleen, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's good talking to you.
It's good to talk to you.